Crotty Douglas, and I am a super fan of Jack Jackson and part-time guest. In each episode of Jack Jackson, you'll follow the adventures of 1950s private investigator Jack Jackson, along with your favorite recurring characters, Jack Jackson, his assistant Kitty, Peter the landlord, and the villainous Rube Goldberg, as well as new characters brought to life by our voice actors. Each episode delivers a new film noir mystery accompanied by sound effects, historic events, and pop culture references. Some right, some not so right. And to recreate the style of an old-time radio program, we include a show sponsor and record each episode in the dark in front of a studio audience. It's a unique improv comedy experience with a touch of nostalgia that always delivers plenty of laughs. So sit back and get ready for another episode of Jack Jackson, in which Jack Jackson takes on, yet again, Jack Jackson's toughest case yet.
It's time for an all-new episode of Jack Jackson P.I. Sponsored by Cooper's Coops. If you're not driving a Cooper's Coupe, then your life is in shambles. Tonight, Jack takes on his toughest case yet, the case of the haunted church bells. Sponsored by Cooper's Coops. It's not a sedan, it's a coupe.
I hadn't had a case like this in a real long time. It looked like this may just be my toughest case yet. I sat in the office in silence for about 5 minutes before I decided to take this case. But that's when she walked in. She was a young woman, wearing a long black dress and a black veil over her face. Looked like she had just gotten back from a funeral.
Jack Jackson.
That's me. Why don't you have a seat?
Thank you.
I pushed the chair out for her and let her have a seat.
Thank you. You're such a gentleman.
Of course. Here, would you like a drink?
Yes, please.
I poured her a drink and I couldn't help but notice that there wasn't a ring on her finger, but there was one hanging around her neck on a chain.
You see, I'm mourning the loss of my late husband, Geraldo.
Ah, I'm sorry I didn't catch your name.
Sorry, my name is Maya Smith.
Maya Smith.
And I've come to you with a problem. My last piece of property, my car, has gone horribly missing.
She couldn't keep it together.
It was a special car. It was a Rolls Royce.
A Rolls Royce, huh? Not a Cooper's Coupe? That's the best car in all Dock City, said here by Jack Jackson.
Well, we have the other coupe at home, but the Rolls Royce is especially near and dear to my heart.
Give me just 1 sec, I gotta grab this. Picked up the phone.
Oh, hey, Jack.
How's it going, Stanley?
Good. Listen, did that woman arrive up in your office?
Yeah, she's sitting right in front of me right now.
Oh, with the problem with the car as well as the haunted church bells?
Yeah, that must be what she's getting to right now. I haven't got the whole story yet, Stan.
Good. Just want to make sure that you remember about the church bells.
I'm sure she remembers whatever the horrible crime was that involved church bells and a haunting.
I'll see you at the poker game.
All right, see you later this week. All right, see you later. So, I'm sorry, one more time, what was your name?
Maya Smith.
Maya.
But listen, I am a good church-going woman, and I would never say anything awful about the other ladies, but I just think that maybe there's something weird going on. As soon as my Rolls Royce was gone, they didn't even send me a card of their condolences.
And I
I've
imagine
been
that...
going to the church for years, and I mean, there's always been stories about it being haunted, and these ladies have never really told me anything, but I was just so shocked.
I took a drag from my cigarette and looked deep in her eyes.
Yes?
So, your car's gone and you're mourning your lost husband. But what does this have to do with these church bells? My bellboy downstairs tells me have something to do with this case.
Well, it happened one Sunday afternoon after church, and I was going back to my Rolls Royce, and it went missing.
And you think that might have something to do with the supposedly haunted church?
Well, it got lost at the church. So truly, a ghost must have taken it.
Knock, 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 knocky, knock, knock, knock.
Peter, my landlord here at my apartment, walked in.
Hi, Jack, I own you.
He was a spry-looking fella. Rainbow suspenders and a big twirly mustache.
Just give me a second to twirl the old mustache. Wee. Jack, I just want to let you know I'm a big car fan, you know that?
That's right.
Did you see that Rolls Royce was roaring down the street? A real good car.
I looked over at Maya.
Yeah, it had
Oh my God.
Oh.
My vehicle.
Hello,
Hi.
nurse.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Oh, how rude of me. Maya, this is Peter. Peter's my landlord. Peter, this is Maya Smith. She's mourning her late husband.
Ha, 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 ha. Hi, I'm not a husband to anyone.
How nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, Maya, you were saying you think that it might have gotten stolen at the church. Maybe that's where we should head and check this thing out.
Well, I think that's just the tip of the iceberg.
What do you mean?
I think there's something occult going on.
A cult?
A cult?
Calm yourself. It's a cult.
Well, then we better get there fast if something nefarious is going down.
Yes, please, let me show you the way.
We arrived at the church not 30 minutes later. Dock City Church.
Our Lady of Dock City's church is well renowned and has a rich history in Dock City.
You know an awful lot about this place for being scared of ghosts here.
Well, I've come here since I was just a child. I've been hearing of these tales since,
She
I
pulled a
was
key out of her pocket and started to unlock the front gate.
Here we go.
Funny that you should have a key for somebody who doesn't own the place.
Nobody owns the church. It's owned by God. So, someone's just gotta keep the keys to let in the janitor and the priest and such.
She opened the huge, heavy door.
Maya, is that you, my child? It is so good to see you.
Father McGilligan. Yes, it's good to see you. This is Jack Jackson.
A straight-cut Irishman with burning red hair and one of those collar things that priests wear walked out of the door.
How are you doing this fine day? My dear, it is so tragic to hear about your late husband. My
Yes.
condolences.
Thank you, Father.
And this man is?
Just Jack Jackson. Don't mind myself, help myself to some of this holy water.
Of course. It's the holy water's there for your consumption.
We bottle it, unlike other churches.
Straight from the source.
It's funny that somebody should think that this place is haunted when you're so accommodating. I noticed that you don't have a flock here to lead, Father. That's kind of interesting.
Well, the services are out for the day. But the occult, these ghosts that people have been rumoring about, it's hogwash, if you forgive my language.
A crow flew out of the front door.
Oh. Sorry, there are a lot of holes. This is not a very well-kept church. Crows and ravens and deer and elk and such get in all the time.
What?
We've had to shut off the south wing.
That...
It's the biggest church in all of Dock City. You'd think you'd keep it in better repair. Time's hard for the church?
Well, as you know, this church has to subsist off of the offerings given by our parishioners.
Offerings like a Rolls Royce?
Oh, watch your step.
Oh, one of the beams fell from the rafters right in front of us.
Like I said, this church is starting to fall apart. My apologies.
Literally fell apart right in front of us.
On the other hand, we have a brand new skylight.
Leave this place.
And a voice echoed throughout the entire church.
Leave this place.
My word.
The lights started to flicker.
Father, I told you this place was haunted.
Leave this place.
'Tis probably just the wind. I guarantee you this place is not haunted. This is a place of worship.
For real. Leave this place.
Father, I warned you, Paul.
Whoa, the lights came back on.
Father McGilligan, leave this.
The wind is really weird around this time of day.
The ghost specifically addressed you, Father.
Oh, it sounded like wind to me.
No, it sounds like you really should leave.
Sorry you had to come all this way.
What?
Mr. Jackson and Maya, for this nonsense, there's no such thing as ghosts inside this church.
He started to shove us towards the door.
Now, wait just a minute. How could you possibly hear voices in it? My God.
He got us outside and then slammed the door in our face. Your pastor's not the most welcoming fella, is he?
Our pastor? No, I can't believe this. Father McGilligan has never acted this way before. He's never this suspicious.
I got a hunch that you might find interesting. What would you say if I told you that Father McGilligan was looking to repair this old church here in the center of Dock City? I'd say a Rolls Royce would go a long way to getting this beams put back in the roof.
No, he would never steal my car. He's a priest.
So far, it's the only lead we have, Maya.
But that doesn't explain the ghosts. Why would they want him out?
I don't think there's actually ghosts, Maya.
What?
She looked shocked and threw her black veil back over her head onto the ground.
I can't believe this. All these years, I thought it was ghosts, but it's not ghosts.
That's right, I know it's shocking.
Oi, you gonna pick that veil up? I could use it for protection from the elements.
A little newsboy ran up and grabbed the veil, putting it on his head.
Oh, this'll stop the rain.
Then he ran away.
Hey, Jackie, get back here with that veil. I want that veil.
Oh, it's my veil. I found it.
I didn't know we had such a large British population.
Paper fight.
Paper fight, paper cut.
Paper fight. I'll cut ya.
You know what, I think maybe the best bet is us to sneak around to the back of the church and try to find out more about these spooky specters.
Indeed. Let's go.
Why don't you lead the way? I don't know this church very well. What was its name again?
Our Lady of Dock City Church.
Right, Our Lady of Dock City Church. We started to head back around. There was another big black gate blocking the cemetery that led around the closed west wing the priest mentioned.
Oh, just a second. I think I have a key. Let me just get my keys.
Password.
Oh, forgot. This one's password protected. Muffin top.
Correct.
Oh, thank God.
The gate unhinged and slowly opened up.
This way to the cemetery and the west wing.
Welcome to Our Lady of Dock City Church. The cemetery.
Thank you, Paul.
So sad to see you again so soon, Miss Smith. Or Mrs. Or Miss, I'm not sure at this point.
Miss is fine. Thank you. Thank you for your condolences.
Sorry, Mia.
We started walking together through the church. I couldn't help but light up a cigarette in such a stoic place. You know, Mia, it was so rude of me not to ask. But I never asked how long ago it was that your husband died.
Oh, it was just a month ago.
And you're still mourning.
It's been a month. I lost my husband. Fuck. Can I get a year?
Sir, I might have to ask you to leave. You're being a little bit insensitive.
No, it's fine, Paul. He's with me.
I took a long drag on my cigarette.
You longest of tracks.
Please restrict yourself to the smoking section.
Right. Well, that's over here, right?
Yes.
The smokers only section of this cemetery.
Follow the
Yes.
signs.
We walked over to the smokers section. There was a couple of other people standing around with cigarettes.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to be spending as much time around the cemetery as I do, but I just came. I love the ambiance here. I'm mourning, not a grave robber.
Don't mind us. We're not robbing graves.
I lost someone.
Oh, we're so sad.
Robbie, get out of here.
So this must be the West Wing. I pointed up at a dilapidated-looking tower. The front window was stained glass at one point, but now it's nothing more than a bunch of shards making a big maw out of a... Now
Ghost!
No, that was me.
I
gotta
Sir,
say...
please refrain from damaging the church any further.
Oh!
You're interrupting our grave robbing, grave mourning.
Grave Robin Robbie, get out of here.
Oh,
Oh, grave Robin Robbie.
caught again.
Paul chased off Robbie, and that was our chance.
You get out.
Yuck.
Maya, I think we found our entrance. This window here is broken. Let's just climb on through.
Well, it certainly is now, yes.
Let's climb on through and check out this area. We climbed through the window and headed into the West Wing.
My goodness, it hasn't been touched in ages. Ah!
The place was covered in dust and cobwebs, rife for spooky ghosties. If there's ghosts here, this is where you'll find them, I think, right?
Yes.
Not over in the real populated wing where your pastor gives his sermons.
No. No parishioners or staff has been here in quite a long time.
Mia, what are you doing here?
My name is Maya, but
Maya, I'm
common
sorry.
mistake.
I've been living among the animals so long, I've forgotten my wife's name.
What?
Geraldo!
It's
You're
me.
dead!
Let me remove this empty cow skull over from my head.
He stepped out into the light, but it couldn't be. He looked like he was completely see-through.
Geraldo, are you alive?
I don't know anymore. All I know is that I look and I can't find a way out.
Geraldo, I'm so sorry. I buried you a month ago, and now you're a ghost?
Something didn't feel right.
Well, I could still, touch stuff, so
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm a ghost, maybe.
yeah, you're incorporeal, but you had a cow skull on.
Yeah.
The lines are very
Hold on, let me
blurred.
step out of this light. Maybe if I just stand in a normal part of the room. Can you see my...
Nope, yeah, he was definitely alive.
Oh, thank God.
All right, cool.
Oh, Geraldo.
I've been thinking I was alive this whole time. You really scared me.
I'm sorry, it's just such a spooky place, and
Oh,
you just
I know.
never know.
He was covered in dust, making him completely pale. He looked like he hadn't seen the sunlight in weeks. Maybe 4 weeks.
Geraldo, where have you been? Why did you disappear?
I had to know, Maya. I had to know what was going on here.
Well, what?
You know I never cared for your faith, and you knew I always had suspicions. So I went looking, and I've been here since.
God. Well, what?
What? Well, wait, why did you think he was dead?
Well, he disappeared. He was missing for a month. I thought
I
surely
always
he
told
would
Maya
die.
if I'm ever not home for supper, I'm dead.
I gave him 24 hours and reported it to the police.
Yeah, that's 2 suppers. Also, who are you?
Oh, Geraldo, this is Jack Jackson.
Moved on already?
No, I've hired...
It's not like that, Mr. Smith. I'm actually... A door slowly creaked open. A knife flew out and hit Geraldo from the darkness. He staggered back and hit the ground.
It's okay.
Geraldo, no!
I've got a breastplate made out of deer bones.
Oh, thank God!
Gets pretty violent in here.
What? Another door opened from somewhere in the darkness.
There's so many doors!
Geraldo,
Yeah, that one actually hit.
Oh, God!
He was laying on the ground. No, blood pooling around him.
Well, guess you gotta bury me again, buddy.
Just when I had you back, Geraldo. Dear hearts, it can't stop bullets.
Give me a little, I love you. Bye.
He was dead.
Is there somebody there?
A voice called from the darkness. A flashlight clicked on.
I heard voices coming from the animal wing.
Maya was on the ground, crouched next to Geraldo, and the flashlight shined on us.
Hello? Who's the... Maya?
Well, when we looked back,
Not your child.
Geraldo was gone.
But,
What are you doing here so late at night?
well, I heard suspicious noises, and I came to check to make sure that old Robbie the grave robber wasn't...
That's Robbie.
Yeah.
She wiped the sweat off her brow. I wasn't sure why she was lying, but she was good at it.
I never understand why Peter doesn't just get him arrested or something.
Well, you know, the criminal justice system is inherently flawed and needs a lot of work.
Okay, but
anyway.
that doesn't explain what you're doing inside of the church.
I told you I was making sure that he wasn't there. I thought I heard something.
We'll just
But
be...
there are no graves inside the church. So tell me exactly what you would be stopping.
There's gonna be one grave in this church, McGilligan.
Who? Huh?
A voice echoed from the darkness, and then a man jumped out like a silhouette.
Geraldo!
Oh,
It was him!
backflip! Ha!
Kick!
Geraldo, be careful!
Dragon twister!
Flying headbutt!
Oh, you're not bad, mysterious person.
Father.
Who are you?
I'm Geraldo. Geraldo Smith.
But I just watched you die, and you died a month ago, too.
You ever drink the holy water here, Jackson?
I did, actually.
It's the most restorative property I've ever seen or felt.
A door opened in the darkness.
Wait a minute.
Whoa!
Just give me like 45 seconds, I'll be fine.
Who's firing into the church?
Geraldo, no!
Honey, it's fine, I'll be okay.
I thought it was about... I'll shoot you first. I thought it was about time to upgrade my name from grave robbing Robbie to murdering and car theft Robbie also.
Robbie, how could you?
Wait, you're the one who stole the Rolls Royce?
Yes, I did. And I'd do it again if it wasn't for you, well...
But why do you keep killing Geraldo?
You ever had a broken heart?
I'm sorry, I have no idea what your motive could possibly be.
Robbie, you need to put the past in the past.
Wait a second. Sounds like you're about to explain it to each other.
Yeah. I was a victim of Geraldo's flying headbutt 17 years ago when I was just a lad.
We were both lads, Robbie.
Yeah, but that doesn't change what you did to me.
Little boys fight. You need to get over it.
Okay, so maybe fast forward like 18 more years.
Fine, now I hate him. Is that? I hate him and want him dead.
We both had a crush on Maya.
Yeah.
I looked at Maya. She flipped her hair.
I robbed graves to fill the empty void in my heart.
That's such a weird choice.
Well, it's physical activity, so it keeps me fit.
Okay, sure, but then the ghosts?
What about the ghost?
I hired a bunch of British orphan children to speak into megaphones, make them sound like ghosts.
Boy, he made us feel valued.
Yes, that's right.
I felt wrong. Good about myself.
You know, Maya, of all the crimes I've ever solved, this is probably the dumbest.
Do you think giving orphans a home is dumb?
Well, we thought that we were going to be getting a home, but as soon as we got to America, we were just American orphans.
I was picking pockets on the street in London.
Wait.
So Robbie here gave me a job.
Yeah, pretending to be ghosts.
We haven't been paid yet, though.
I'm getting into that later.
I think it's all wrapped up then.
Well, I still got guns. I still got you pinned down.
That's right. I reached for my gun, but he'd pull his shotgun up and pointed right at me.
I've still got the sharpened horn of a giraffe.
What? They got horns?
Where did you get the giraffe horns? Tell me, where exactly on the giraffe did you find the horn?
Maya, have you ever heard the term going off the rails before? Just a side note question. Anyway, let's go back to listening to them fight over this giraffe horn.
I thought they were like nubs. I didn't know they were
They're
legit
technically,
horns.
they are horns, and they're
Thank you, Laura.
bone-based and not keratin-based, if you wanted to know. So you'd definitely be hurting the giraffe by harvesting
the
them.
giraffe was long dead.
Okay.
I pulled my gun out and pointed it right at Robbie and Geraldo.
What the hell?
So anyway, giraffe horns, what? You tricked me, Jack.
That's right. The oldest trick in the book. Let you talk for a minute. Classic detective maneuver.
You come in here with my wife wearing that fedora. You try to act like you're gonna solve everything.
Yeah.
And then you make fun of it for being trivial.
Yeah, you don't think my plan to make a bunch of orphans to pretend to be ghosts was
Where do you get off?
You know, I think I actually got this whole thing figured out.
Yeah.
I looked over at Maya. This sounds like the dumbest case I could have possibly ever taken. So much so that this can't possibly be real.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What are you setting me up here for, Maya? Huh? Trying to convince me that the grave robber was the one who hired British orphans to pretend to be ghosts so that they could steal your Rolls Royce, and your husband's not actually dead, but he's fighting with the grave robber who was just happened to be. This cannot possibly be
Maya!
a real Maya.
Maya, it's time to tell the truth.
The jig is up, Maya.
Why don't
Right.
I tell the truth, Mr. Jackson? Allow me to introduce myself.
Floodlights clicked on.
My name is Salvador Garundi. I represent an international consortium of private detectives. We wanted to give you a test.
Salvador Garundi, huh?
Yes, that is my name.
And where are you from, Salvador?
Don't you know?
I feel like I would recognize you.
Dock City's sister city, Mumbai.
My favorite thing about growing up in Dock City, Michigan was all the trips to Mumbai.
So, I played your little game and I figured it out. You were pretty good, Maya, but I saw right through your guise. Pierced your black veil, if you would.
It's true. We were paid by Salvador for this elaborate setup to test your skill.
You know where you went wrong, Salvador?
Where is that, Mr. Jackson?
You hired famous actress Patty Tindertown.
You recognized me?
Recognize her.
Oh, and I recognized all the other faces here, too. John Bolowitz.
That's me.
And if it isn't old Teddy Roosevelt.
Waiting for you, Mr. Jackson.
Yeah, I had some downtime.
And me.
Marilyn Monroe.
That's right. I'm not actually a British or old Irish pastor.
Oh, Marilyn, it's an honor to meet you. I mean, I've already met you. We worked on this together.
I don't know if it'll actually be an honor to meet me for another 20 years or so.
Also,
No, you're relevant now.
There was never a Rolls Royce, just a coupe.
Cooper's Coops. The best coops in the business.
They are often mistaken for Rolls Royces because the quality is so high.
Oh, indeed.
So if I'm supposed to join your international conglomerate of secret private eyes, who else counts themselves among your number?
You'll know once you join.
Ominous. It was a few days later when I got the letter in the mail.
Knock, 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 Jack. You got a letter in the mail.
Peter brought it in and opened it up right in front of me and started to read. You know, Peter, you probably shouldn't open.
Ominous.
Go ahead and read it, Peter. You already opened it.
Oh. Dear Jack Jackson, stop. If you're reading this, stop. You've been invited to meet us. Stop. Huh, the
It's
rest...
funny that they used telegraphs in the 50s.
Yeah, well, the rest is some gobbledygook I can't make out. Maybe your detective eye can make some sense of it.
It's an invitation, Jack. He stepped in the office. Emerald Keaton.
Oh, hello, nurse.
Hello, Peter.
How's it going?
Emerald Keaton was my old rival and another master detective here in Dark City. An invitation, you say?
An invitation to join the consortium.
The consortium?
The consortium of all the world's greatest private eyes.
That's right. If you want to be one of us, you're going to have to start pitching in. Huh?
That's right. You can join the ranks of all the greatest detectives, like Scooby-Doo and me, Encyclopedia Brown.
And us, the Hardy Boys.
Don't forget the Harlem Globetrotters.
And Nancy
Hey, Hercule
Drew.
Poirot.
And Nancy Drew.
And me, Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, can I?
That's right, Watson.
What? I'll think about it.
Right, roll.
You've been listening to an awful episode of Jack Jackson. It's a case of the haunted church. Sponsored by Cooper Supers. They're super.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Brint, and I just want to thank you for listening to Jack Jackson Noir. This episode is brought to you by CSC Sacramento Theater. We record live there every first Saturday. You can find ticket info at cscsacramento.com. Also, if you enjoyed this episode, leave us a review on iTunes. It helps us spread the show around, and also we'll release a bonus episode for every 50 reviews we get. Those episodes will be based on suggestions that you leave in your reviews, so it's a way for you folks to get involved. Lastly, if you want to send a message to Jack to read in a future segment, you can send those over to jackjacksonnoir@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you next Wednesday.